I remember when I got the call from Brother Adam, and he was telling me about UBC and how excited that he was to be here, and began to share with me and just the focus that you guys have on education and the Christ-centeredness, which is very important. If Christ is not centered, then, what are we doing? But began to share with me, and he says, they have, rules in place to make sure that they keep Christ center and that our young men, our young women stay focused. And he even went on to tell me, he says, just going over some of the things, of course, he has children coming up, and he's concerned about them, and certainly you guys are in his prayers, and I know each one of you are in his prayers, but he says, even with our male and female students, we have a no contact policy. And I assured him that was a wonderful thing. And I said, at GBS, I never actually read the handbook, but I was told many times by the Dean of Women, so I take it to be true, that we had a 1-foot policy. But not only no physical contact, but a 1-foot policy between our students. And I told Brother Adam, I said, I was so thankful that I had my rabbit's foot, this 1 foot here, that I was able, thanks to my foot, to not break that rule.
Welcome to Union Bible College and Academy. I'm Adam Buckler. We're so glad to have with us a special guest, Brother Kevin Mason. Brother Mason was able to share with us today in our chapel service and did a fantastic job. Thank you, Kevin, for taking time to take 5 with the President.
Well, thank you for having us out here, and thank the staff and everybody at Union Bible College for their warm welcome, and it's just been a pleasure to be here.
The writer of Ecclesiastes tells us to everything there is a time and a season for every purpose under the heaven. Verse 4 says there's both a time to weep and a time to laugh. We've taken time to laugh today, and Brother Mason has been instrumental in helping us to do that. I learned a lot of things about Kevin that I didn't already know today. One thing is he has a practice that his children all pray for him before he goes to service. Tell us a little bit about that, Brother Mason.
Actually, it was my wife's idea at first, and we'd start out, my youngest child would begin to pray for me, and then we would just move up to my oldest child, and it's been really fun. It's helped them to practice praying, and they can just kind of get behind the ministry, behind their dad. And I will admit though, at times it gets interesting. You have to be careful because your children are always picking up what you're saying, and you don't necessarily know what parts they're picking up. But last week we were driving to service, and it had gotten to Grace's turn to pray. And apparently at some point I had, as we were starting a service, opening in prayer, asked God to hide my ignorance behind His Word and just, give us the words for this hour, the message for the hour. And so as we're driving down the road, my son Grace says, "Oh Lord, help my daddy's ignorance." So you have to be careful, because sometimes you'll be up in the pulpit and you just look out and you see your kid and you just remember them praying for the Lord to help your ignorance.
Well, you certainly had us laughing, brother. Now, you've told us something about your children, but you haven't said anything about your wife. I'm sure she's super supportive.
Well, Brother Adam, it's obvious that she has a sense of humor. She's put up with me for 13 years. I do know some of the funny advice I've gotten from her is, for instance, this morning when I asked for her last minute advice, she said, "Next time wear the other tie, it's more slimming." So she is always helpful there, and always helpful to be in prayer and just a positive influence and encouragement to me. And I thank God for the family He's given me, and just for the fun that we have in the Lord, and all of these times together that we can look back on and laugh at, and just see where, God has a sense of humor. And I tell you what, I thank him for that, and I thank him for the joy that he's given me, my family, and it's a privilege to serve him.
Well, brother, I sure appreciate you coming in today and taking time to share with us in chapel and then share with us here. Take 5 for the president. Brother Mason is available for meetings, works fantastic with youth and has a history of a successful youth ministry. His information is coming up now if you would like to contact him for your church or camp meeting. If you'd like to see more, you can visit holinessonline.com and you'll find that our chapel services are archived there. On behalf of all of us here at Union Bible College and Academy, I'm President Adam Butler.
And I'm not.